Hi everyone, thank you for joining me again this week. This is week 5 of Sunday School of the Beatitudes, and before we get started, I have my bag, my little bag to take. We don't need so much stuff today because the hike is just a little walk today. I found a very unique spot, I think. Beautiful, never been here before again, which is a beauty of this project, is I'm getting to see a lot of Pennsylvania and share it with you, which is pretty cool. So while I do gather my stuff to make sure I have everything I need for our lesson, I want to ask you a question. How do you take care of your space? And when I say space, like your bedroom or your playroom or the place where you have your stuff. Do you have a work area? Are you going, like if you are doing school at home, do you have a work area that you have to keep tidy? And are you the one that keeps it tidy? Or is there someone else in your house that does that for you? So how do you take care of your space? Think about that. Grab your grown-up, talk to them about it, and we'll get ready to go. Okay? Great. Okay, so just like every other week, we are hopping in with the crowd that's following Jesus, and we are going to be climbing this mountain today for our lesson. And so just like every other week, we're going to do this for about 20 seconds. We're going to have the countdown, and I want you to choose if you want to just walk in your finger march, do that, or you can hike. Remember, we have our hikers. Take a look at them. Look at that they're climbing. So you can hike around for 20 in place, around the room, wherever. Or you can rope climb. So we can use ropes to pull ourselves up for 20. Or we can wheelchair, our hiking wheelchair for 20. Or we can just free climb, which I think we just did this. It's kind of like swimming. Let's make it look a little bit more like climbing. Do something like that, okay? And then in the meantime, while you're doing that, I'm gonna walk us to our lesson location. So you ready to go? Are you ready? Let's do this. Let's make it great today. All right, come on, let's go. Great job hiking. Let's settle down and get comfy. And I want you to grab your binoculars, and I'm going to show you around where we are. Just take a look. The colors are starting to pop and the water running and the rocks. It's just so pretty here. So pretty. And like I said, it's probably like a place where Jesus stopped to rest, to refresh. And so while we're doing that, why don't we do a great big mountain stretch like we did last time. We're gonna reach towards the sky, and we're gonna stretch and stretch and stretch. Reach up, look at that sky. Reach towards heaven. Oh, and bring it on down. Oh, now we can get to the good stuff. Now, Jesus is traveling with his followers, and he has talked to them about God's kingdom. And again, when we say kingdom, it is the way something has been set up or how it works. And these are the towns and the cultures that we're talking about in these lessons. In God's kingdom, there is abundance. And I think you remember what that means. It means that there is plenty for everyone. There's enough food, there's enough water, there's enough space, there's enough money and power and love and resources for every child of God to live a full and beautiful life. Today's Beatitude, Jesus said this: "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth." Now, when the people heard Jesus say this, they immediately recognized it. It was very familiar for them because it was in a lot of their worship songs and the prayers in the book of Psalms that spoke of this. Psalm 37 verse 11 says, "The humble will have land for their own." Now, land was very important back in that time, and it was very meaningful. To own land meant that you had a place in the community, you had honor, and you had a way to provide for your family. But most of the people that Jesus is talking to and teaching and spending his time with did not own land anymore. And the landowners during this time weren't liked very much because they typically used, let's say, maybe some ways of acquiring the land or being not very nice. Perhaps there was some violence to take over land that they wanted. But this is again a point where Jesus turns everything that we know upside down. And with this promise, because we said these Beatitudes were like promises that Jesus made to these people, when he says the meek, do you know what meek means? It means gentle people, kind people, people who are humble. They're the ones that are going to receive land. And it's not going to be the people who use force and violence and power to take it. And it was just not in reference to the physical land in Israel where they lived, but he was talking the whole earth. Now, this for me holds a powerful message for us about caring for the earth. How do you care for the earth? Meek or humble people live with an awareness of others' needs. So the needs of the planet, the needs of animals, the needs of other people. They remember that all the earth and land belongs to God. And they recognize how everything they have and have received, including the land, belongs to God. And they are there to take care of it. This means using the ways that they know that revolve around respect and love. Now, there's a phrase I want you to listen to carefully, and I want you to try and remember it. It's not very long and it's not very complicated, but it's pretty important. It has a good message. I am God's child, and everyone else is God's child too. I'm going to say that again, and I would like you to say it with me, okay? I am God's child, and everyone else is God's child too. Now, the reason why this is something that I would like for you to remember is because it has two important truths. One, the first being that you are special, you are loved, and you are a unique child of God who deserves love and respect. Truly. And the second thing is that everyone around you deserves the same. They are important. They are special. They are loved. They are a unique child of God, deserving of love and respect as well. This is what someone who would be referred to as meek or humble, this is like the kind of personality that they are. It means that they don't really see themselves or your needs, their needs, as more important than those who are around them. So when you are meek, you're truly free. And that is when you realize that everything and everyone is a gift and completely worthy of love and care and respect. Now, before we talk about our activity today, I would like to give you a blessing. So if you would hold out your hands, and I'll be able to send this to you. And if you grab it and hold on to it, take it and hold it close to you. God blesses you because you are gentle and kind and special to others. You are blessed. Okay, so we have our coloring page for today. And I really hope that you're enjoying doing these. I would love to see them. If you have one done, ask your grown-up to snap a picture and send it to me. Post it on our Facebook page. It would be great to see what you guys are up to. And of course, it has the discussion questions on it. So if you want to get into that with your grown-up or your friends or whoever it is that you want to bring into your Sunday school world, it is kind of like what we just talked about. Why is land so important in the time of Jesus? And how is that different to how land is important today? Is land as important as it was back then? If you have land today, are you as powerful as you were back in Jesus's time? Well, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to think about that one. And do you know of any stories or moments in history, maybe that you've learned in school, about a time when there was land taken away from people? I can think of a place, well, actually, where I'm sitting right now in Picture Rocks, I believe, has a story about some conflict with Native Americans and the settlers. So that's something that we can talk about if you would like. Another question on your sheet is, how do you care for the earth? Do you recycle? Do you use bottled water? Do you use a reusable bottle instead and maybe some filtered water? What else could there be? You tell me. Tell me. How do you care for the earth? And I know we just talked about the concept of being meek, but if you think about what that means, being humble, being aware of other people, what, do you know someone who's like that? Or could you think of an example of a time where you felt like you were acting that way? And how can you make yourself aware of the needs of other people around you? So those are your coloring questions to talk about and to think about this week. And then let's go ahead and get involved in our activity. And this is going to be pretty cool. I hope everyone found an item that means something special to them. I have something special. I have two things. And the first thing is my necklace here. I went on a wonderful vacation to Sedona, Arizona, and it was amazing. The nature was beyond my comprehension. It was so wonderful. And actually, I was in a little creek like this, praying and meditating and taking in all the energy there. And it wasn't very different from what this is here. So this necklace I got there, and it's my favorite one. I wear it all the time. But another thing, when I was trying to figure out what was something that was special to me or how I take care of it, was I have a lot of things in my house, and most of the things in my house were things that people gave to me. So that's why they're special, and I take good care of them. But I did find one thing, and I'm going to dig it out of my bag. Hang on one second. Okay. I love, and I'm not sure why, but I love bison or buffalo. They're different animals, but I like the bison. And for, I think it was Mother's Day one year, I have an older sister, and her name is Karen, and she found this. And she saw it and immediately thought of me. And I absolutely love this bison. He is so cool. He's made out of wood. He's hand carved. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not sure where she got it, but it was one of those things where it was like, I don't know if you've ever experienced when you see something and you think of someone right away and go, oh, that person would love that. Well, this is what this is for that's how it was for my sister Karen. When she saw this, she thought of me, she gave it to me. I love this. So I have a very special spot in my house. I have it in my bedroom, and it is on display with some other things that are very special to me. So this is what I treasure. This and my necklace. Those are two things. I would love to know what it is that is so important to you that you take such good care of, that is meaningful. Was it something that someone bought you, or is it something that you found? I would love to know. So again, email me, post pictures on Facebook, text me, and let me know. I would love, love, love to see it. Okay. And if any of the grown-ups want, you can ask your grown-ups. Ask them what's most important to them, their most treasured item, something that they love that's so meaningful. It's a great way to get to know people and understand what's meaningful to them, and again, makes us connected, and we're kind of tapping into those emotions like we talked about last week. So yeah, I would love for you to grow these conversations and know more and more about the people that are around you. Well, that's our lesson today. I love where we are today. It is so cool. It's beautiful. The sound of the water is so relaxing, and I hope you enjoyed it. So with that, I ask you to join me in prayer as we close our lesson today. Generous Creator, we praise you for making this beautiful world. It all belongs to you. Help us use what we have and treat the earth with respect and love. We want to be gentle, kind, and humble. True strength in your eyes. Help us remember we are your children, and everyone else is too. Amen. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me again. I love seeing you, and I hope that you get to do your coloring pages, and I will see you next week. All right, take care. I love you. Be good. Bye-bye.